I think he wants to do recommend.
Yes, he does. So, promotional
I like that.
products. It's a huge market. We're talking millions and millions people spend every day on this stuff. And that's what it is. It is stuff. There are several different ways to go about it. Some people look towards what's happening in the months, as far as, like, say October is breast cancer awareness. So they gear all their stuff that month to pink and promoting breast cancer awareness month. Not too long ago, it was Dog Appreciation Day. So every week, I get an email from my main distributor,
I'm done.
and there's specials on it. This week, it's going into first aid and self-care. So this week, I have first aid kits, big, that you would put in your car trunk and leave, and small that you could carry to your kid's sports game in case someone gets hurt, with Band-Aids and gauze and things like that. When I do specials, it's a lower quantity. It's usually something a little nicer. They do specials on pens and things like that, but that's few and far between anymore. So it's more geared towards somebody who wants to dabble a little bit, get an idea of what is this. I can purchase, ship, and have a client anywhere in the US. So if you're having a convention, say in Las Vegas, you don't want to pack your stuff and have it, go through the airport and checking it and so forth. I can work with you here and then have it shipped to a hotel there where they'll hold it for you until you have your exhibit. I can get you anything as silly as sperm stress balls.
What? Yeah.
Sperm. Do I need to explain that?
You might need a donor,
I
though.
think I have that one in my head.
Stress balls to a cut glass,
Etched. Yeah.
etched, blown, what have you, of a liquor bottle with 2 glasses. Huge difference, but anything that you could think of, I can more than likely get you. It depends on what you're willing to pay for as well. I do printing. If we have a printer in the group, I would lose that, and that would be fine because we would grow the group. But I do business cards, I do flyers, brochures. I made one for Mark, I made one for myself. Checklists I've made for the electricians, the plumbers, multitude of different things. When Sean was still over here for auto, I did his job folders with the printouts all on the front. So I can do that, but I primarily stay to things you can touch, things you can feel. Whether it's t-shirts, one-off. Prime example, my niece wants 2 t-shirts to show support for her son who plays for the Bulldogs. She wanted them short notice. She found somebody online. She didn't want to bother me. Found somebody online. They charged her a very large rush fee. She paid the person. Person said they would drop them off yesterday. She's still waiting. She's not going to get them. And she's fighting to get her money back now. I can do that with one-offs. I can do for family reunions, church groups. I have done up to over 100 shirts for one individual in a week's time. It would be now, just because of situations as they are. But I can get them done. I have a wholesaler for t-shirts. I can get you as far as Nike, Adidas, very expensive brands, all the way down to the typical Gildan t-shirt that everybody uses for all their work shirts and, you know, fundraisers and stuff. I try to promote people to try to get involved with their community. The turkey trot is coming up for Bordentown. So I recommend reaching out if you're interested in getting your name out to a couple hundred people. And I did this with the eye care place that was over on Crosswicks, where she donated water bottles that roll up. So they're flat, but all had her information on it. Every runner got one. It's a couple hundred people. Doesn't get thrown into a box to get donated because it's flat. So it's convenient. On that note, you could also give out water bottles and just put a sticker around it. A lot cheaper, a lot easier. Same concept, same result. So there's always some way to get a cheaper product or a less expensive
Simple
idea.
Band-Aids for the runners, for the blisters.
There you go.
Or before the run.
You can do a multitude of many things for many ideas. And that's what I like about it, the creativity, the thought process, and just trying to match people. It does not have to match exactly what you do. Just because you're a lawyer doesn't mean that you need an ambulance themed thing for an ambulance chaser. It's funny, but you know, for a realtor, you don't need a house-shaped item. Everybody's expecting that. Do the unexpected. Try and do something different. Charles does the flower arrangements for Mark for every install we do. In that flower arrangement is a tall mug, not a normal typical short mug that everybody has. It's a unique mug, a unique color, logo on the front. The flowers all go in that mug. Along with that is Charles' card, our card, and a thank you for the business postcard that I made. Please rate us on Google, on our website, what have you. But that's all promotional products, and if you do something unique, it's more likely that they're gonna keep it. Pens are awesome. Low budget, always have them. Give them to the waitresses. I tell you all, I carry them in my purse. I give a handful to the waitresses. They love it. A simple little thing as that they love, because they go through them so often, and why do they want to buy them when I'll give them free stuff? But they, you know.
And you get calls on it.
I've gotten some for him, few and far between, but not for myself.
Okay.
But that's fine.
That's fine.
You know.
I get one job where it's $4,000 or $5,000 profit.
Yeah.
I'll spend a couple $100 on pens. Sorry,
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You know, you can advertise on the radio. We have someone that does that. Sorry, but it's not going to stand as long as a product will. You want something that will go on their desk. If you have a business that you support somehow, get them a candy jar or something that's going to go on that receptionist desk where people are going to see it, but you want them to have to refill it. You want it to have a purpose after whatever you put in it is gone. And if you make it nice enough, they will. If you make it a rinky-dink little, you know, candy jar, they're gonna not fill it, and you're not gonna get the repeat of people seeing it. But you have to think about what you're trying to say with the product. And I always say, budget, budget, budget is the most important thing you want to tell me about. Every time I get somebody who wants something, they say, this is what I want, that's it. Then I have to go back to them, which is time wasting, because we're doing this usually over email or voice messages. What's your budget? How many do you want? And what's your date? They'll get back to me with, I want 250 of them. Where's the other information? I have to go back to them. And I have one client that I have to do this with every single thing that they ask me for. And they still don't get, I need to know how many. I don't even bother with budget anymore because I never get that response. And when your date is. And then they usually tell me next week, and I'm like, guess what?
Can't do it.
Not doing it. Unless you want to pay for expedited shipping, and then I can't even guarantee it. So those are the key factors when you're talking about me and talking to people: budget, quantity, quality. But they usually, when they show you what you want, what they want, and your time frame. If it's just something that you have in your office, that's fine. Go for whatever. I do monthly specials as also through my main distributor. They put out a magazine quarterly that has specials all throughout that quarter. Some of them are year-long specials, some of them are just quarterly specials. And they're geared towards the weather, they're geared toward time of year, what's happening. Christmas time, they do the big stockings that are 8 foot tall for raffles. And that's something else to think about too. If you have people walking into your office, do a raffle. Maybe not at Christmas, whatever you want, but do a raffle for something. You get their contact information yourself, so there's potential customers for you that may not have purchased from you, but maybe, wanting to go through the raffle. Do you have a question? Or?
No.
Okay. We have what any of you that had small children, took them to the dentist, you knew that after they got their teeth cleaned or what have you, they got to go to the treasure box. And that was ideal for them. A treasure, I get to pick something out. We have treasure boxes that you could fill with whatever you want. Stickers are the easiest thing to have a cachet of. You can use them on anything, on your laptops, on your equipment. I did them for Jerome, who was our mold remediation guy. He put it on all his equipment so that it didn't just kind of walk away sometimes. But when you're walking through somewhere that has those huge fans trying to dry the floors and all that, and there's a sticker on it, it kind of gets your attention. You kind of look at it and go, oh, cool, I didn't know they did that. So you want to promote awareness of yourself. Yes?
What type of options do you have that might be portable? When you were talking about the running events, I have a buddy who runs a lot of marathons each year. He buys one t-shirt. He pins the times of him on his shirt, but he never washes the shirt because the pins and everything like that. But would it be feasible to bring, if everyone's got a shirt already, when they finish the run, come over and just maybe a small badge and print out their time on it? Would that be a feasible option on a t-shirt?
It could be, but you're looking at, for a name tag or a tag like
Yeah.
this, you're looking at an easy $25, just because.
No, on the t-shirt. Would it be possible to screen print it on the actual physical fabric at
Yeah.
an event?
Afterwards, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
This way they don't have to pins to wash the shirt.
Yeah,
Everything will be fine.
because it could
Yeah,
be a while.
you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
do the ones that I'm gonna put together for my niece. I have a full color printer that I can print anything. Not going with copyright and all that.
Mhm.
I can print anything in full color on one shirt. What she wants is all one color, so Mark will do it in vinyl.
Well, I know that's at your house, but is it portable to do on site?
No.
Do we think? Do they make a device like that or no?
I could take my press with me.
Yeah.
And possibly do something like what they do at shows and stuff under a tent, but it's not something I do.
Okay. Because I know I've gone to a couple different whiskey tastings, and they bring a glass etching machine, and it's probably the size of the tray, half a table kind of size. And you buy a bottle of whiskey or whatever the case may be, and they'll etch 2 glasses in there for you right there. And it probably takes about half an hour for them to do it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure if printing
That
and other
machine
things had. Yeah.
Is at a minimum $4,000 to $5,000.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. I've been to trade shows where I've seen them and they'll etch on a shot glass in a matter of 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was $30,000 for that CO2.
Yeah, well, that was a real nice one, but, you're looking at a lot of money to do that.
Yeah.
And that's not me.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not in it to,
They actually have portable inkjet permanent printers.
Yeah.
A lot of commercial businesses, like for lumber yards and everything, it's in a wand and they just wave it over top of.
I've seen that.
Something like that could be done, but by the time you buy one of them, they're $14,000. Because I thought about tagging different things, walking in the neighborhood. Now we got a stop sign. When I looked into the price of them, they're crazy.
That's why graffiti artists don't have them.
they're feasible for, big companies like Hip Promotional Products.
Yeah.
Things like that. Now, mind you, you have all these online companies now for imprint. Any promo, discount mugs. You can go to them. I always use a prime example for a past member. He needed some boards done for an event he had. The board came. It comes to me. I usually have most of my stuff shipped to me so I can look at it to make sure it's right. And this is why. The board came to me and the board was done right, but the bottom of it had dots where some of the color did not impregnate. I looked at it and I'm like, this is okay, but this is not perfect. Called the company, had it fixed, overnighted to me, and had it next day. If you go to one of these other companies, you're not getting that.
By the way,
You're not getting the follow through. If something's not right, another past member bought lunch bags. She wanted to give them to the schools. I have you pick out the items. I don't pick them out for you. The quality is up to you. She picked it out. It said what it was. 1,000 of them came. She didn't like the quality. I don't want this. I want something better. So I went back and forth. She did have to pay a little bit more because it was a more expensive product. But she didn't pay the full price. The company told me, keep those bags. Why ship them back? It's going to cost more to ship them back than it's worth. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do anything with those bags because she wouldn't release it under the company's name because she said it was too cheap. So I ended up throwing them out. My garbage man probably had a fun time with them. But if she had just gone online and done it, she would have been stuck with them.
right.
Not
Yes.
just.
Moral of the story is, you give us enough time, we can actually bring samples in, show you what the quality of stuff is. But when you come up and, I'm gonna say, because I see her all the time, I have something at the end of the week, and on Tuesday. Yeah, okay.
Good for you.
Have a great day.
Well,
I mean, example, Tim's shirt. There's time involved with that.
Can't
And
imagine Tim being a pain in the ass. I mean,
there was different art changes that we've done. It's just,
No, I wanted a certain material. I had this other shirt that had composed of two different materials, which was outside the norm, but you found it and did it.
But like I said, it's give us time, get some ideas together, you're gonna get a better product. And want to come in last minute, you're gonna be settling. And then you're gonna be, oh, well, I really didn't like the, well, then more time,
Right.
What were you gonna say, Ralph?
Well, I'm thinking about Chris's idea and the running.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, number one, you wouldn't want to do it at the end of the race anyway because the shirts are filthy and dirty and sweaty and everything. Nothing's going to stick to oil.
Yep.
Grease and oil. It's just not going to stick. I don't care what you do. And you're certainly not going to bring a washing machine and a dryer, right? But if people knew, that would be an interesting thing, to make, if you wanted to make some money, is to advertise for or sponsor a race and say, listen, we'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
Give us a shirt, or we'll provide a shirt and tell us. We'll sit there and we'll figure it out with you. We'll be at the end of the race. Here's your time, this is the size, this is the shape,
Or here's
these are
a
the
form to
colors.
fill out and
Yeah, there's a form to
whatever.
fill out, and we'll do
Yeah.
it, and you'll have your shirt in 2 to 3 weeks, whatever the
Yeah.
time is. It makes sense. Then it's put on a clean shirt,
Yeah.
right? And they still have it, just not right there.
Yeah, because I've done like the mud runs, and we get a T-shirt after the race, and all they ask you is your size type of thing. But there's nothing special about
Nothing
it.
special
Where
about it.
it's like a lot of runners who do it together as like a family or whatever, or a team or a company, they'll put their branding on it, but they had to do that in advance or afterwards, because it's always the previous year. Type
And there's
of shirt.
also the fact of what material the shirt is
Yeah.
as to what I can press on it. Some materials don't accept the copy of some materials. So we need to know what you're wearing, and if you're running, you're probably wearing something that's really dry wick, and that limits, but it's not
Yeah, that
impossible.
stuff doesn't, that's something else.
That's hard.
Yeah, but on a sense of branding that you just brought up, copyright is a big deal. I had a client in another chapter for Liberty Insurance. Most insurance adjusters or underwriters don't have anything with their individual name on it and contact information and such. They have company stuff, which is great, but you want something a little more individualized for you so that they're your client. So she wanted bags, the reusable bags that she could put all of her customers' paperwork and everything else in, but she wanted her information on it with Liberty Insurance and their logo. I can do that as long as you give me a clearance from your company that your logo is able to be reproduced by me. People, and you all know I'm a Disney fan, I have some Disney stuff that I've made, but I don't sell it, so I can keep it.
You made it for you.
I made it for me. With Disney as an example, I also make wreaths. I know of a wreath maker, one of the groups I belong to, who got making all these Disney things and selling them. Well, she was approached by whoever handles Disney. I guess she was selling enough of it that people,
Noticing it.
said, you can't do that. This is our product.
She got a cease and desist.
So she had to stop making them because she was selling them for a profit with Disney logos,
Surprising
making
that
whatever.
Disney didn't want the money.
They normally hit a cease and desist first,
So-
and then if you continue, then
Just call it
it's.
Teddy.
Yeah, so copyright laws are there for a reason, and they need to be addressed.
Speaking on her copyright about getting releases for logos from your companies, a lot of companies if they're going to give you a release, they have specifics, and when I say specifics, down to Pantone colors. I mean, you have to be perfectly matched on
Yep.
colors. You can't distort a logo. It has to be absolutely to their specs, to their T's. If not,
You can't do it.
So, yeah, if you're gonna reproduce a logo, it has to be reproduced. Normally,
Because the
lot-
logo is colors and shades and
Yes.
tones and.
A
I
lot
mean,
of
you
them-
all know Nike is a swoosh. Any color, it's a swoosh. Well, that's Nike. Nike owns that.
Example with Lennox, if I go to reproduce anything from Lennox, instead of me purchasing it through them, I could do a black and white, a black, or if I do anything in their color, it cannot be any other color but red number, I believe it's 183. And it's gotta be red 183.
Can't be 182, which might be a little lighter. You won't notice it by the naked eye. They know.
But you can't do it in blue to match your logo or anything. It has to be
Their red, their number, their.
Correct.
their color, their.
So, if you want to brand yourself, and we've had this discussion before, there is self-branding and there is idea branding. Idea branding is maybe a logo, maybe, whatever you want to associate yourself with. It's all the tangible items. Self-promoting or whatever, is you. And I also can get that into what we're trying to get a product for. Ralph is known that if anybody has worked with him, he is a one and all realtor, meaning he'll do whatever he needs to do to help you. Whether it's get a property or get something for your property, he works with you unbelievably. Best realtor I've seen in a
He'll even
long
find a
time.
mortgage person for you.
Yes, he will go above and beyond. Well,
A hard mortgage person.
he's his own brand. Yes, he's a KW realtor, but he's first his own brand because he's got something that he can stand behind and say, this is what I did. We all should have that, but we all have to, work into that and promote ourselves for that. So, any questions?
No. I like Chris's idea though.
What's that?
I like Chris's idea, sponsoring something and then
Well-
all coming to you at the end.
Yeah, that's a
I like
good
that
idea. Also, I mean, you'd be amazed at the littlest thing that could get somebody's attention and make them aware of you. And maybe, they make it aware of you now, but they might throw something in a junk drawer or whatever, and see it and go, hey, Sue she's selling her house. Let me see if she's interested in having Ralph do it. Or, wow, Tom just came into $1 million from a lawsuit. Maybe David can help him. Things like that happen. I just ask that when you go to a convention, you don't bring 2 bagfuls of stuff home with you that you won't use.
The last one you did it, not me.
I just threw away 2 years worth of stuff from convention 2 years ago. I threw it all away because I was tired of moving it.
You can never have too many pens.
Yes, you can.
You want to bet?
Yeah, we went to the clothing one and we came back with
So-
like 3 bags of stuff.
They were catalogs.
I've gone to several wedding events and I've never been married, and you get a lot of free things there.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
nice, yeah.
You get good stuff.
Yes, you get good stuff there, yeah.
So, no more questions?